you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, well, welcome. My name is DAYSDRTEA, and I'm super excited that you found your way here. I'm not supposed to be doing these recap videos anymore. I said I was done with them. Y'all, that dumbass email really pissed me off. So much to the point where I was like, you know what? If y'all that pressed, like, I'm not going to do it anymore. I didn't know that my little videos on my little channel, okay, was that deep for some people, but after finding out it was, I went on and made my announcement that I wasn't doing the recap videos. And your responses to my announcement really made me sit back and have a conversation with myself. And I was like, you know what, Davon, they're right. Are you really about to let these people stop your show? So go on and get your cups. And let's get into it.
All of these detours, I cannot be sure if this is the right way, but I stay on pace. Yeah, I'm on my way. Tell them I'm on my way. On my way, on my way, on my way. I'm on my way. Tell them I'ma get there, surely.
We start this episode off at the main house, and Kyle is just basically rubbing it in Kara's face that Paulie has been eliminated, and Kara's like, kiss my ass, like she's upset about it, of course. And we see a clip of Tony, Zach, and Kyle just laughing at the fact that Paulie has been eliminated. So then they flash over to the Redemption House, and we see Natalie and Paulie walk into the Redemption House, discover it's a Redemption House, and then they come upstairs and start to wake all of us up. To be honest, the only person who was actually asleep at that point was Chuck, and that's because all the rest of us had been up dealing with the aftermath that is Chuck and Brittany. But, you know, Chuck was like, I said what I had to say. I told my side of the story. My slate is clear now. My conscience is clear. I'm taking my ass to sleep. He didn't give a damn about nothing else, but the rest of us was up dealing with, you know, Brittany. So it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was, I want to say maybe less than a minute's time before my head finally hit the pillow to me hearing Natalie's voice. It was that fast. Like, it happened so fast. And I was a little pissed off when they came in, you know, mad because they got eliminated, but also pissed off because I just laid down. And y'all coming fresh off elimination, y'all about to be hyped. Y'all gonna want to tell us what happened. Y'all gonna want to give us all the tea. And that means I'm really not about to go to sleep tonight. If I'd have known that this was happening, I could have went to bed. I wouldn't even been dealing with this dumbass telenovela, to be honest. So, it sucks though, because you guys didn't even see half of what that fight was really into. As a matter of fact, if you go back to the trailers that they showed, like before the season aired, those original trailers, you'll see a clip of Chuck outside screaming to the top of his lungs. And all of that happened that night. You know, the tension had got so thick and the argument was so heavy and intense that I had to tell him, listen, go outside and scream. That's the only way you're going to let out this frustration. She's not going to let you talk. You know, you're not going to be able to get a word in. She's going to continue talking over you. And I see you getting frustrated. I see you turning red. Like, just go outside and scream. We got all this open Africa outside. Go outside and just scream to the top of your lungs. He went outside and he just screamed. And when he came back in, he felt more refreshed, and he was able to go upstairs and just say, here, this is my side. Now we're going to talk about it. But I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to get any more emails. So Natalie and Paulie began to fill us in on what's going on inside of the house. Just basically how Melissa and Kaylee are gone. Melissa and Kayla are gone, and now Cam and Kaylee are partners, and how nominations work and how their elimination went down, and just basically the journey of them ending up inside of the Redemption House with us. So after they explain that, you see Brittany, Jenna, and Jimmy go off into their rooms so they can go to sleep. Again, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We're tired, you know? So when they leave, my partner wastes no time with filling in Natalie and Paulie on the Chuck and Brittany situation. And you see him tell them that Brittany is crazy. And you can see it in Jose's face because it's all fresh. Like, the story has just been told. Like, the truth has just come out. We've just heard all of it. You know what I'm saying? And so the shock of the crazy shit is still fresh. And so if ever you doubt when I call her crazy, if ever you doubt how intense I say that the story is, just go back and look at this episode and look at Jose's face. You can see it in his face. He's terrified. We're all in shock that this shit happened. Like, if Chuck would have just told me that this shit happened, I probably would have been like, get your lying ass out of here. You just trying to make excuses for the shit that you did. But when she confirmed that, no, yeah, I did that shit, then it's like, oh, sis, you might need to talk to somebody, because but I don't want to get another email, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. But I do want to talk about this. I'm having a hard time understanding the fake anger from her that's being presented on social media, because, understandable. The first night she heard me call her batshit crazy. I understand the anger that night, because it's like, whoa, it caught her off guard. So I get it. Her being mad that night, cool. Understood, cool. But I emailed her. DM'd her, messaged her on Twitter that same night. And I was like, listen, I'm going to prepare you now, because my commentary about this situation only gets worse. The things that I say in my confessionals, they get worse. So brace yourself. I let her know. I say, I don't, degrade you or belittle you, but my commentary about the shit that transpired, it gets worse. And she, wrote me back, and she was like, oh, I understand, blah, 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 blah. And I told her, because before the season aired, she would try to talk to me on social media, and I wouldn't say shit to her, because I'm not a fake person. I know the shit that I said in my confessionals. I know the shit that I said about the situation between them two. I know my commentary. So I'm not about to be fake and be laughing and hee ha ha all over social media with you, and then you see this and be like, but Davon, you was kikiing with me. No, I wasn't. I was waiting on you to see the premiere. I was waiting on you to see my commentary. Now that you saw my commentary, let me let you know it gets worse. And if after this you decide that you still want to kiki, we can kiki, but at least now you know. That's how I roll. I'm not about to be a fake person and be laughing and giggling with you, and then you see some slick shit on TV and be like, well, Davon, what the hell was that? No, this is what's finna happen. You understand? But I don't talk about shit without providing receipts, so here's the DM message so y'all can see what happened. Now, unless I'm batshit crazy, I would think that after reading her response, she appreciated me giving her a heads up. And so the commentary that was to follow in future episodes, it would just be like a, oh, girl, you crazy. It wouldn't be like a, no, I'm really mad type of situation. Like, we talked about it. I told you. I talk shit. I think I said verbatim in the email. I talk a lot of shit. Like, I told her. So the fake outrage, the fake anger, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand, but whatever. It is what it is. Moving right along. Back to the main house, and we see Shane sitting outside on the patio, and he's wearing his little hair, hat, helmet, dumb shit, whatever the fuck that was on the top of his head. He got that on. And Faith comes outside, and she inquires about it. He breaks it down and tells her what it is and what it does, so on and so forth. And then we see Shane have a conversation with Brad, where Brad is just kind of saying, it's sad that he doesn't get to play the game with Brittany, and he wishes she was there, so on and so forth. That whole spiel. And then we go back to the redemption house. Now, we see Chuck get up, and he's making Brittany coffee and just waking her up so that they can have a conversation about what transpired the night before. To be clear, that's not the first time that he got up and made her coffee. He used to do shit like that for her all the time, and would tell her, get up, let's go outside, let's train, and let's work out, and let's run, and let's do stuff so we can, work on us as a team, and then also prepare so that we can be ready for this redemption challenge, whatever it is, whenever it comes, so we can be the ones to make it back into the house. So that was his mindset. That was his mentality when dealing with that whole situation. I just wanted to make it clear that was not the first time that he got up and made her coffee. No, he had been doing that, trying to mend that shit. Anyway, so that happens. Now, as they're outside having a conversation about what transpired the night before, and their feelings on Natalie and Paulie being inside of the redemption house, The most iconic scene is happening upstairs inside of the house. Paulie is watching them through the window while he's brushing his teeth. And the visual of this shit is so dope to see because he's intensely watching them outside while he's brushing his teeth. And the shit just looked like something straight out of a movie. Like, yeah, I'm about to get you motherfuckers. Like, I'm watching y'all like a hawk. It's the funniest shit ever. So he's watching them, and he sees them interacting with each other, and then we see his confessional, and he says, Brittany is still in love with Chuck. Bingo. And it's so funny that he didn't say, oh, they're still in love with each other, or there's still chemistry between the two. He specifically said, Brittany's still in love with Chuck. Bingo. And it's just like weird that you've only been in here for a couple of hours, and you can see that, you know? So, that happens, and he uses that like, okay, that's something I can use in this game because it's mental. Yeah, these competitions, these challenges are physical, but this game, a lot of it is mental. So if I can use that and I can tap into somebody's mind and get them off track, even if it's just for a second, so I can be able to dominate in this game, I'm gonna use. Downstairs in the kitchen of the Redemption house, Paulie is having a conversation with Brittany and Chuck, and he's letting them know that if they don't make it back into the main house for strategy reason, he's going to tell Brad that they had sex. And Brittany and Chuck are like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And Paulie is like, yeah, this is definitely happening. So take this as a heads up and prepare yourself because I'm definitely going to do it. You could tell he wasn't joking. Like, this wasn't just them sitting around the table with him cracking jokes. Like, no, this was a heads up. Brace yourself because I'm going to tell him and everybody else that y'all had sex. I need to cause something in this house so I can start dominating. Over at the main house, we're basically tying up the loose ends to the story of Nelson and Kaylee, just kind of catching up and seeing what's going on with that. We start off in the room. Kaylee is having a conversation with Banana CT and somebody else, and she's letting them know what happened when Nelson came to visit her in London. And then we see this really, really cute scene between Nelson and Zach, where Nelson, I guess, is basically admiring the relationship between Jenna and Zach. And, you know, Zach is just like, if you want what I have with Jenna, you have to get a woman like Jenna. And then we see Nelson basically say that he doesn't know if Kaylee's feelings for him are genuine or if they're just game. He wants to get clarification on that. So then they flip over to this weird ass argument, discussion, conversation shit between Bananas and Shane, where Shane is just like trying to calculate up the votes even though he didn't get put in, even though his team wasn't really in jeopardy, but he's still trying to figure out, well, who voted, probably because he's bored. Fuck, I don't know. It was just, why? Like, your team is still there. Why? Moving on. So he's sitting there trying to calculate who voted for him, and so he comes at Bananas. He's like, so you guys are gonna vote for us every time? And so him and Bananas are having an exchange. And then we flash over to Nelson and Kaylee having a conversation, and they're just talking about their journey from vendettas after vendettas leading up to here. And they're just patching it up and trying to start fresh with their relationship and get a clean slate and just kind of put closure to the past and, you know, have a fresh start. We then see more of the growth between Bananas and Angela, and everybody has commentary about it. Cam was very vocal in her confessional. She said that Angela has a boyfriend. So she was like, if I were you, I would stick to the girls and leave that alone. So, yeah, we see more of that relationship growing. Back at the Redemption house, Jenna comes and tells all of us while we're sitting in the living room that today is the day that we get our final reckoning. And we're excited because all of us have been waiting for this day to come. Literally waiting. We're tired of being in here. We feel like we are in an insane asylum with padded walls and all type of shit. It's just everybody is ready to go. So this is good news for all of us. So we get up. We start getting ready. We get to the double cross. And when I tell you guys, my heart is beating like crazy. Oh my gosh, it's so intimidating. As intense as it looks on television, it's 10 times as worse in the moment, okay? Because you know that literally your life in this game is at stake. And it's completely up to a pull. That's it, you know? And so TJ lets us know that they have the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And what that is two teams, four horsemen, are going to battle it out, and the winner will be able to go back into the main house. You know what I mean? So in this situation, you would want to be the person to pull the double cross so that you can have that power. You know, granted, me and Jose did a pretty good job with building relationships with the other people inside the house. I had a really good relationship with Jimmy. We both had a really great relationship with Chuck, you know what I mean? And then, of course, we had the Big Brother alliance with Natalie and Paulie. So you would think maybe it'll be okay, you know what I mean? But it's better to be the person to pull the double cross than to be sitting on the sidelines like, well, damn, am I going to be the one to get picked? We also find out that the two teams that don't get chosen to be a part of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, you're going home. Not back to the redemption house, home. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Pack your shit. You're leaving Africa, home. Okay? And I was not trying to be in that number. So my only mindset was, we need to pull this damn double cross. And it's so crazy, y'all. As we were walking up to the little space or whatever, the little area where we were, where you pull, my eyes would not leave that first box. I could not focus on the other people there. I could not focus on my partner who was trying to talk to me. I could not focus on TJ when he was telling us, you know, how the double cross ceremony was going to work. I could not focus on any of them. Everybody's eyes is on TJ and my eyes are stuck on this box. It would not leave me, y'all. I don't care what I tried to do. I tried to psych myself out and, you know, like force, it just kept going back to this box. And so I'm like, well, bitch, this has to be the box. Why else would your eyes not leak? This has to be the one. Like, my intuition ain't never been that strong about nothing. It was like, this is it. You know what I mean? And so, it's time for us to pull. Me and Jose go first. And I tell Jose straight up, like, yo, I don't know what it is about this first box, but my eyes will not shake it. It's stuck. They will not leave. He says his gut and his heart are telling him it's the third box. And I'm like, that's cool for your heart and your gut. But my eyes are saying this. Like they showed you a little bit of us deliberating, going back and forth, but we was down there for a little minute going back and forth because I kept telling him, like, Jose, my eyes, but my eyes, Jose, but my eyes, Jose. And so, you know, eventually his gut and his heart won over my eyes because we ended up picking his box. And I told him, I said, okay, this is our first decision as partners. So this one is on you. So we put our hands on, you know, the knob, the handle, and we pull it up. And sure enough, it's not the double cross. And so the only thing in my mind is for my security and how strong I feel, even though, you know, me and Paulie still aren't on good terms like that. We're okay. But we aren't on good terms. We cool for the sake of we're playing this game together and we know we're the only 4 people here from Big Brother, so we have to protect each other. We're cool in that, you know, mindset right now. That's where we're at. So my mindset is, please, Lord, let them be the ones to pull. Natalie and Paulie pull second. And, you know, I should have been a little bit more dominating like Paulie was because, you know, Natalie was trying to say what her gut was telling her and Paulie was like, fuck all that. I'm right here. This is where I'm at. And it just so happened to be the same box that I was feeling or my eyes was going to. You know, me and Paulie was on one accord with that. We was seeing eye to eye, literally, on that one box. So Paulie was like, no, this it. Bring your ass. This the one. So they go and they pull it, and sure enough, it's the double cross. And so I get excited and then I get frustrated because I'm like, fuck, like if you would have just listened to me, partner, then we could be the ones that have all the power right now. Because like I said, you know, it's cool to have these alliances, but it's even better when you're the person that has the power because you control it. You can breathe a little easier knowing that you have that guarantee into this round to be able to make it into, you know, back into the main house. So I'm trying to trust in the fact that the alliance that we have with Natalie and Paulie is strong enough, even though me and Paulie still haven't really rectified our shit yet. We still ain't, you know, got cool yet. We okay. We just ain't cool. We're okay for the sake of, we know we're the only 4 people here playing from Big Brother, so we need to protect each other at all costs. We are cool on that level. You know what I mean? So Now I'm just nervous as shit and just hoping that everything works out to where we're the team that they pick. Make it to Armageddon. And my heart is beating like crazy, y'all. I'm nervous as shit. But we get there, and because Natalie and Paulie are the ones who pull the double cross, they get to decide who they want to battle it out in order to go back into the house and continue to compete for the $1 million. So Paulie makes this large speech about how he wants to jam it or whatever to Zach, Brad, and Kyle. But in order to do that from here, he's just going to send their women home. So he sends home Jenna and Jimmy, and he sends home Brittany and Chuck, and he picks us to battle it out with. I don't give a damn. Say your speech, whatever. All I heard was I picked Dayvon and Jose. That's the only thing my antennas was listening for. Okay, so when he said that, I get into game mode. I'm like, it's time. Like, I'm ready to compete. I'm ready to show out. Like, it's time. So I see the challenge, and I'm like, okay, pretty simple. We're just gonna have to take this hammer and break through, you know, all of this damn cement or whatever the hell it was, this thick shit. We gotta break through it. So I'm looking at how thick this is, and I'm looking at the layers, and I see the block of ice, and I'm like, damn, we're gonna have to break through this block of ice too. So I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to find this strength from somewhere, because this is not going to be an easy task. You know, I know Jose is a monster. I know Paulie is a monster. I know Nat is a monster. And I'm like, Devon, you need to, you know, awaken your inner monster, you know, because if you watched me in Big Brother, I didn't win shit. Like, I didn't win any of the competitions, like none of them. The one that I almost won or could have won, I ended up throwing it to somebody who, anyway, I was about to go there. I ended up throwing that, and I could have won that easily. I could have stayed up there all day. Funny fact, when I was a child, my punishment when I would get in trouble, my mom would make me stand in the doorway like this for hours. This is how I used to get in trouble. I used to have to stand like this in the doorway for hours. So I could have did that challenge for days. That competition on Big Brother, I could have did that shit for days. Because I'm used to it. I used to get in trouble all the time. But anyway, I digress. Back to this show. So, yes. I'm like, you know, I have to awaken my inner monster, because I have to show myself and other people I am capable of winning a competition. Like, I can do it. I just need to awaken that monster that is within. Plus, I'm not trying to go back to that damn redemption house. Also, TJ let us know that whichever team loses does not go home. They go back to the redemption house. So my mindset was, no, we're not going back. So what we need to do, TJ lets us know we have to break through this thing, break the ice, climb out. You and your partner go, ring the bell. You win. You go back into the house. So we get to going. TJ says, go. It's time to go. I'm pulling. I'm having no luck. I mean, that shit didn't even bust a little bit. Not a crack, not a peak, not a nothing. I'm just, And so Jose, I look over, Jose done pulled his shit out. I'm like, oh man, I got the work. So I see he got his out. I can't see what's going on with Natalie and Paulie. In my mind, they weren't even there anymore. Like, I had completely zoned them out. They didn't exist. The only people out there were me and my partner. I didn't, the other cast members weren't there. TJ ass wasn't there. Nobody was there but me and my partner. I tuned everybody out. So I'm trying to pull this thing out because Jose can't start on the ice. Neither one of us can until I pull the hammer all the way out. And so I'm getting frustrated, and I feel me starting to get really flustered. And when I get flustered like that, I say, you know what, fuck it. And I'm just like, I start to give up. And I'm like, Devon, you can't do that. It's too much shit at stake. Like, you're playing for yourself, but you're also playing with a partner, and you can't let that person down. So you need to give this shit your all. So I'm pulling, and it's raining outside. My hands are wet. We have on these gloves, and the gloves are wet. So the hammer keeps sliding. And my biggest fear in that moment is that as I'm pulling, the hammer is going to slide out of my hands and slide through the other side. And I couldn't let that shit happen, because now I have no hammer. And we can't bust out of here until my partner breaks through this ice. So then we would just be stuck in the damn cage. So I'm like, I can't let that happen. So I grab it with all my might. As I said in my confessional, I summoned the strength of the Black Panther. My partner is in my ear, and he's like, Devon, listen to me. So I really tune myself out at this point. I stopped listening to myself, and I listen to my partner, and he tells me to pull the hammer all the way out. Push the hammer all the way out to where my hand is literally touching the, whatever this shit was, touching it. Push the hammer all the way out, twist it, and then slam it in. And when I did that shit I started to feel like a bitch had some muscles in her system, and it became a dance, and I started pulling it. I started pulling the shit and pulling it and pulling it, and it was working. And so when I seen that I was making progress, that's all I needed. It's so crazy. That's a life lesson too. Who, Lord, take it and run with it, okay? You can be in the race, and it look like you ain't making no progress, and then when you see that little piece of sunlight at the end of the tunnel, it gives you this motivation, this energy to just be like, oh, I see the sunlight. I'm almost about this motherfucker. I got to go. And you get this energy and you just start going. Same thing with this. I saw that I was making progress and it was starting to crack and it was starting to break. So I went into beast mode. Bow, bow, bow. And then I pulled it and I saw I didn't have to like be aggressive anymore. I could just push the hammer, the handle down, and the hammer itself would just fall out. So when I saw that, I did that. I wiggled it, and it just fell right out. Just effortlessly just fell out. And when that happened, Jose, move back. He said, move back. I moved back, and he took that hammer, and he went at that ice, bow, 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 bow. And I'm just watching my partner. I'm like, you do that? I'm going to stand back because I don't want to use this hammer no more because my hands hurt. I had blisters, y'all, all type of stuff. My fingers was bleeding. All type of stuff was going on. My partner did that. Let me tell you, he walked outside of that cage after he broke through that ice. He came back like the gentleman that he is. He grabs my hand. I took his. He walked me down them stairs, and we went and grabbed that bell, and we rang it together. Y'all, in that moment, I didn't cry. I was excited. I was like, okay, cool. We won. We're going back into the main house. Like that, it was exciting. But when I was watching that shit at home, and I'm about to get emotional now. Watching it at home and just seeing that moment and reliving it, it was such a good feeling, y'all. It was such a good feeling. Natalie and Polly did amazing. Oh, hold up. I'm tripping. So, Polly is pissed, right? Polly is not just upset because they lost, the challenge. He's also upset because at this point, Zach, Kyle, and Brad are talking shit from the sidelines. Zach is saying shit like, shut up before I get Cam on you, because the whole elimination shit that happened between, those two teams last time. And Brad is talking shit and Kyle is talking shit. And so Polly is like, okay, y'all want to talk this shit? Let's go. Square up. Like, I'm ready to fight. Like, Polly was like, I'm done with all this talking. Fuck all y'all. Let's fight. And so I'm trying to calm him down and shut him up because you're still in the game. Like, you are my alliance member, my only one. Granted, we made that agreement with Faith and Angela back at the airport, but we've been in a redemption house all this time. I don't know if that shit still stands. I don't know if they, gonna welcome us with open arms like, hey, allies, welcome back. Like, I don't know if that's gonna be the vibe. So right now, y'all all we got. You need to calm down because if you bust him in his mouth or, some shit jump off, he come after you and you get, eliminated from the show, then, calm down. I still need y'all to be in a race. Plus, you guys are going to the redemption house. And we may not recognize it in this moment, but there is a blessing with having half of our alliance over in the redemption house and the other half over in the main house. You'll catch it later. Just know it's a blessing. And so I think that, I just really needed Paulie to calm down and just understand it was a lot more shit at stake than trying to show them that he wasn't no punk. Like, we know you ain't no punk. Just bring it down, chill out. Overall, it was an amazing episode, y'all. Like, just watching it and actually being in the moment and being there and winning my first challenge. It was super exciting, I feel really great about it, and I can't wait for you guys to see what happens next, in regards to our journey inside of this game. So it's super cool. It's super dope. That is my recap. I am so done. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will keep doing recaps. One monkey don't stop no show. I'm not about to let nobody make me feel like I can't do this, especially when I have so much fun doing it and you guys enjoy it so much. It's just, and it's no reason to talk about other situations because now other situations are no longer on the show. So you know. Anyway, with that being said, if you liked this video, make sure you like this video. And if you are not already subscribed, I don't know why not, but make sure you hop on this party bus because we turns it up. That was so corny, but I'm going to keep it because I liked it. Hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you here. Until our next video, you guys know what to do. Inhale positive energy. Exhale the bullshit. Raise your glass and have a sip.
Tell them I'm on my way. On my way.